discussing the series of these 4 sessions, A, B, C, D. So this is the last session from the series. So we all know A for association. We discussed the power of association. B is for book reading, where we understood from where we should read the books. So we understood the importance of the spiritual guide, the spiritual teacher, and the bona fide guru, and the literature given by the bona fide guru. We should study and take the knowledge. And then C, when we take the shelter of a guru, then he'll guide us and help us to connect to the Supreme Lord through the process of yoga. Yoga means to connect, the linking process. And then recommended yoga process in this modern age is chanting the holy name. So that is C. And that leads to our last session for this series, which is D, which stands for diet or devotional service. So we'll be understanding this D today. So we call this session as healthy food habits. So it's not about just, what we eat, but most importantly, food which nourishes the soul. So we'll be more discussing on those aspects. So let's get started with the prayers. So I request everyone, those who are joining online, please fold your hands and you can chant the prayers along with me. All of us will chant together. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasha Dedeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. So before we get into a discussion, it's a very important concept that we need to understand from Bhagavad Gita. This is the question asked by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter. It was the end of the 3rd chapter. So as we see sometime that, some people, they have some habit of smoking and drinking. And many times, in many cases, you will see the people understand that smoking is injurious to health. They understand very well. But despite all this understanding and realizing the ill effects of smoking or drinking, they're not able to give up the smoking. So why is it so? So this question is being asked by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita 3.36. So Arjuna asked this question. Atakkena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshnaya valadiva niyojitaha. So Arjuna is asking, by what is one impelled to sinful acts even unwillingly, as if engaged by force? Sometimes you understand this is not good, this is sinful, but you're forced to do that. You know that smoking is not good, but still you're smoking. So what is that force? Right, Matt? So this is a very practical question in the Bhagavad Gita, which is quite relevant with most of us. Right? Many things in our life, we understand, I should not be doing, I should not be acting like this, I should not be shouting on people, I should not be losing the temper. And so many things in life, we understand we should not do, but still we end up doing that and we regret. And why it is happening. So very relevant question asked by Arjuna. And then Krishna explains the answers in the just next verse, Sri Bhagavan Avacha. Kama esha krodesha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma vidyenam ihavairinam. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with the material mode of passion. Rajoguna samudbhava. Because of the influence of the mode of passion, it generates the lust. Lust is desire to enjoy, independent of Krishna. You don't care about rules and regulations, you just want to enjoy. And later, when this lust is not fulfilled, not satisfied, then Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyanam Yavaranam. It turns into Krodh. So, Kamesha Krodesha. So your lust is not satisfied, it will turn into the anger. Person gets frustrated, gets agitated, he gets angry. And this lust is explained as Mahashano Mahapapma, all devouring sinful enemy of this world. So Krishna is bringing this concept of lust, which is the greatest enemy of all the living entities. So it is lust who forces one to do the sinful activities despite right? So as we already discussed and understood from all our previous discussion, that as being the soul, the living entity originally belongs to the spiritual world. That is our original home. So we were there in the spiritual world originally. We belong to that place. And there we are happily engaged in serving the Supreme Lord. That is our original constitutional position. Jivara Swarup Hai Nitya Krishna Das. We are all servants, we are all part and parcel of Krishna, and we are in the spiritual world, engaged in serving Krishna, and that was giving us the job. But because of this lust only, as the 7.28 it explains, okay, sorry, this is a different verse. This is 7.27, which is Ichcha Dvesha Samuttena Dvand Mohena Bharata. Because of the Ichcha and Dvesha. Ichcha means again the desire to enjoy, which is another form of lust. So because of that desire, because of that lust, we originally situated in the spiritual world, happily living the life, but then we desire, the living entity desire that I want to enjoy, independent from Krishna. And because of that, we comes here in this material world, and Krishna, the God, the Supreme Lord, he creates the entire material world for all of us to enjoy independently. Says, okay, you want to enjoy independently, I'll create another world for you. Go there and enjoy. Try to enjoy at least. So then we are caught up in this material world. And once we come in this material world, right, and then, as it explains, he creates the material world, and then says, Aham Bij Pradapita. So Lord sends all the living entities from his spiritual world. He impregnates the material world with all the living entities. So from a spiritual world, becomes in this material world. This is how the living entity falls down from the spiritual world to material world. Why? What is the root cause? Root cause is desire, lust, that we want to enjoy independent from the Lord. Just one desire that caused the bondage in this material world. See how dangerous it is? So Lord sent forth all the living entities in this material world. And then when we come here in this material world, it may look like that we are all born in this material world. Prabhupada gives this nice example. So we all taking birth in this material world. The material nature is giving us this different kind of bodies, 8.4 million different types of species of life, different varieties of bodies given by the material nature. So looks like this material nature is the cause of our, origin. It's the origin of our existence. It's just like Prabhupada gives the example, scorpion lays eggs in the rice. So sometimes the scorpions goes in the rice, the heat of rice, they leave the egg there. And then after a while you will see the scorpion is coming out from the rice. So it looks like the rice is giving birth to the scorpion. But the original root is somebody already lay the egg there. Similarly, the Supreme Lord, he impregnates the material nature with all the living entities, and then material nature keep giving us the different bodies. So that is how we come in this material world. And then as soon as we come in this material world, we discussed previously again that this material world is compared to the jail, right? And we are bound in the jail. And jail means you are bound by the iron shackles, the chain. And the chains are, what are the chains? We discussed that these are the three different modes of material nature. Three gunas of this material nature. Sattvam rajas tama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nivdananti mahabahu dehe dehinam avyayam. So Krishna is explaining here, this material nature consists of three modes. What are the three modes? Sattva, Raja, and Tama, goodness, passion, and ignorance. And when the living entity comes in contact with nature, he becomes conditioned by these modes. We get bound by these modes here. So in the jail, you will see the person is tied by the chains. What are the chains? We don't see any chain here. We think we are free, a lot of freedom. But that is the biggest illusion, that we are free in this material world. We are not free. We are bound by the chains. And what are the chains? The chains are in these different modes. They're constantly influencing us. And under the dictates of these modes, we are acting in a certain way. The person who is in goodness, he'll act in a certain way. The person who is in tamagun, he'll act in a certain way. So we think I am just acting. Whatever I want, I can do, without realizing that somebody is influencing you constantly. What is that somebody? These are the modes. So people talk about freedom a lot, especially in this modern age. There's a lot of demand for, like, nobody should interfere with my free will and my freedom. It's an illusion. We are not free. We may think that we are free, but we are not free. If we are free, actually speaking, if you a little bit just analyze, you will see that we are not free. We are not an illusion also. If you are free, can you drive on the road wherever you want? You have to follow the traffic laws. How you are free? You are not free. You have to drive on a certain speed limit. You have to follow the red light, stop on the signal or whatever. Otherwise, you'll be fined, penalized. How you are free? You are not free. Somebody think, oh, allow me to do whatever I want to do. Yes, you can do whatever you want to do. But soon you will realize you are actually have become the slave of your own senses. You are following the dictates of your own senses. Somebody says, okay, let me just smoke and drink and nobody should ask any question. You can do that. And it might give you the sense of you are so free. Freedom. But you're not free. You're getting bound more and more. You are becoming addicted. Right? So this is how we are all getting bound by these three modes. They're influencing us constantly. So this is what Krishna explains in the 14th chapter. So let us just quickly look at this. What are the different modes, and specifically, what are the symptoms of these modes? How do you understand that you are acting under influence of what mode? We need to understand very carefully. So Krishna explains 14.13, mode of ignorance. So he says, aprakasho, apravritischa, pramado moha evacha, tamsi etani jayante, vivardhe kurunandana. So when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, aprakash. Darkness not like in the dark room. Darkness means ignorance. You can't understand what is right and what is wrong. Completely disillusioned. You don't have the ability to discriminate between right and wrong. Right? So darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. So these are the symptoms of people in the mode of ignorance. So no contemplation, they can't think. No action, they're simply lazy, lying, maybe intoxicating, and lying and doing nothing. No thinking, no acting, just illusion. That is what is the people in the mode of ignorance. You will see some people, whole day they can watch the TV, they can play some video game, they'll eat there, they'll sleep there, again they'll get up, they'll eat again, keep watching, doing nothing. No direction in life, what to do, no goal in life. So these people are highly influenced by mode of ignorance. Then mode of passion. So what happens in mode of passion? What are the symptoms? Lova prabrati arambha, karmanam asamaspraha, rajasi etani jayante vibrade pratarshava. So in the mode of passion, there's a great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. These are the symptoms. You will see some people, I want this, I want that. There's thousands of desires. They're working hard day in, day out. They're like very workaholic people, right? Which is much appreciated in this outside world. Person is working hard for 16 hours, 18 hours. So I want to get this, I want to become this, and all of that. And a lot of attachment. I want money, I want fame, I want power, I want position. So these are the symptoms of mode of passion. Rajogud. Very passionate person. Workaholic person. Right. So these are the symptoms of mode of passion. So the mode of passion, what happens? First action, then contemplation. So he just want to do the things. I want this, I want that. And then later he start thinking. He realize, why did I do this? Probably I should have not done this. This is not the right thing. So because in passion, they do the things and later they start thinking. And sometimes they regret also. I should have not done this. You'll see some people, for a small mistake, they'll scold you, they'll shout at you. First action, then contemplation happens. Then little think, oh, I should have nicely communicated the same thing. Why I shouted on this person? The person is feeling so bad. My relation is spoiled already. Right? So passion is like that. You become blind. First action and then contemplation. Now look at the mode of goodness. Sarv dwareshu desmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vibradam sattvam iti uttama. So what happens? Manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. So you are in knowledge. Whatever you do, you think first contemplation, then action. So that is the way of the people who works in mode of goodness. So we should at least try to be in this category, at least minimum. This is minimum. There is a category beyond this also. But we should be acting, first think and then you act. Not first you act and then you think and then you regret. Or the third category, they don't think, they don't act. So our Vedic philosophy says, simple living, high thinking. It can be this mode of goodness. They live simple, but they think little, something high. What is the goal of life? Mode of goodness enables that kind of a thinking. But the irony in this modern age is people are simply living, hardly thinking. No thinking only, they're simply living. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That has become the goal of life. Just opposite of what we are supposed to be. So these are the three different modes as been explained in the 14 chapters. Now, we can understand all these modes in every walk of our life. If you look at the people, when you'll see the people, those who are in goodness, they'll be more of like they very judiciously utilize their time. Either they'll be studying, they'll be talking something which is more productive, mentally speaking. Forget about spiritual things. But really they are a little thoughtful. We should not be just chit-chatting uselessly, wasting our time watching, scrolling the screen, and for no gain. They will be little thoughtful people. They'll talk about something, future, studies, or doing something for the other people, like that. So people in the goodness like that, passionate people, they're always anxious, discussing, talking, what to do, how to get this, always in anxiety, working hard. And then people in mode of ignorance, we already discussed. No thinking, no acting. Simply just trying to enjoy the senses. That is what is the mode of ignorance. So you'll find a lot of people nowadays in this category. Unfortunately, this category is increasing more and more. Right? Similarly, you can see the places also. Some places, they are enriched by the mode of goodness. Like you go to the temples. For temples, we don't say that it is mode of goodness, it is transcendental, which is beyond mode of goodness. But like you go to some beautiful park, some garden, very clean, some water ponds, which is very clean and nice and clean water, some birds are chirping, some beautiful, trees and plants are there. You will feel very nice going there, that place. So that place is called like place in mode of goodness. And then you go to some malls, some factories and all that. Too much of passion, too much of crowd, and some music is going on. No shanti, no peace. That is mode of passion. And then mode of ignorance is go to some club, you go to pub, all noisy music. People are just throwing hands and legs. They're thinking they're dancing. They're acting like a madman, drinking and all that. So these are the places like that. And then similarly, you can find even the music also in different modes. Like sometime, many of us might have experienced earlier in the olden times, the early morning on the radio, you will hear they will chant some mantras, some kind of a classical music. Early morning, people used to use the radio those days, right? So you just early morning, you turn on the radio, you will be hearing some kind of, Vishnu Shastra Naam or something like that. So there's a music in the mode of goodness, like some classical music, some mantra chanting, some Vedic hymns. Of course, again, the Vedic hymns are like transcendental, but generally it's very soothing music, classical and all that. So that is mode of goodness. And then mode of passion. All this Bollywood, Hollywood, the cinema songs, all this, right, lusty songs, they're a mode of passion. So in the afternoon, you'll see a lot of people will be listening to all this. It gives them some drive. Right. And then by the time it is like sunset, a little evening, and it start to be dark, then you see that people are all this hard metal song, zoom, zoom, and all that. It's all noise. People can't understand anything. And actually, you can do this experiment. If in the night, if you play this kind of hard and rock music kind of a thing, early morning when you get up at 5 o'clock, try to play this music. You'll be agitated, you'll be irritated. You won't be able to bear this kind of music. It is made for the people, those who are in the mode of ignorance. People, those who are in the mode of goodness, won't be able to tolerate this kind of music. So even the music is also in different modes. People are also in different modes. Places are also different modes. Right? Then time in nature, you will see early morning time. You get up sometime early morning in Brahma Muhurta time, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You naturally feels like chanting, doing some devotional activities. Very naturally and easily without any resistance, you can do all of those things. Because time is very conducive at the time. It's a mode of goodness. So mode of goodness is very favorable for spiritual practices. That is why even for the students also it is said that they should study early morning hours. So sleep early, get up early and then study. And then you are more productive in your studies also. Because the time is favorable, very conducive. So early morning time is very sattvic. Then gradually the sun rises and the passion increases. After 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, you will see suddenly passion builds up in people. They want to rush, they want to go to the office, they want to drive, and there is a traffic jam on the roads, there is a pollution, there is a honking. Of course, in America, there's not much honking. But if you go to India, you have to put maybe some AirPods and block your ears. So this is how. So you can understand there's a lot of passion. And by the time it is evening, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, people are done for the day, they're exhausted, and they said, okay, no more. Simply either they want to lie down, they want to watch some TV, or they want to go to the pub, they want to drink and all of that. That is evening time. That is mode of ignorance. So that is how the nature also has designed. Morning time is goodness, afternoon is passion, and evening is ignorance. So in the evening time, what you should be doing is, because we already saw the symptoms of ignorance, no clarity, right? You are disillusioned. So better you sleep at that time. Don't try to do something. Don't try to take the decisions. Sleep peacefully. Get up early morning, 4 o'clock. You will be more clear. You will be nourished. The body is rejuvenated. Morning you get up and then do some spiritual activity, some devotional activity, chanting, reading, and then you can think. You want to do your work, studies, your office work. You want to make some decision, do at the right time. And in the evening, our intelligence doesn't work very clearly. Sometimes you can take the decision and in the morning only you will regret. Why did I spoke to him, this person, I said something. Now I'm regretting in the morning only, I should have not said like that. So this is how our intelligence is blocked in the ignorance. So the night is meant for taking rest, not doing much. But in this modern age, in this so-called advanced age, people are more active in the night. Right? They'll get up in the morning, 11 o'clock, and then they'll sleep in the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And they think they're very busy, they have a lot of things to do. But we should read Bhagavad Gita, we should understand, yes, you have a lot of things to do, but how to do the things more productively, more efficiently. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna guides us for all of those things. Okay. In fact, the response is in 3 modes. What mode influence you, your response to the situations will be accordingly. So this famous story of this, hat seller. So in the previous time, this person was just, used to go to village, carrying in some bag, some hats, and sale. That is how he's making business. So one time when they used to walk, and then he was exhausted, tired. So he took rest under a tree. And there's a lot of monkeys were sitting on the tree. Right. So the person who's hat seller, the story just to depict that how people can respond. So the person who was in ignorance, hat seller, when the monkeys, while he was sleeping and monkeys took away all the hats, when he woke up, he realized, all this thing is gone. It is a loss. So then he started crying, screaming, shouting, abusing them. You rascal monkeys and all that. And he's not doing anything. He's just simply getting upset, disturbed, and he don't know what to do. And then he's disappointed and completely depressed, and he left. This is the response of a person in mode of ignorance. He doesn't know what to do now in this kind of a situation. He's just blaming others, accusing others, cursing himself, cursing others, shouting, screaming, and this is the response. Now, person who's in the mode of passion, the hat seller, what will be his response? When the monkeys took away, then he was showing them anger. He said, hey, give me this, or I'll teach you. Who am I? You don't know. He just, bossing over with the monkeys. Monkeys say, we don't care for you. Get lost from here. So he is, becoming very passionate and he's trying to jump on the tree and trying to snatch this. This is another response. Person in the mode of passion. That also doesn't work. Person who's in mode of goodness, who can, so we already understood, right? Mode of goodness means first contemplation, then action. Person in the mode of passion, first action, then contemplation. Then he realizes it's not working. But the person in mode of goodness, he said, okay, let me just think what to do in this situation. So then he was thinking, and he realized one thing. Oh, I know, I heard that monkeys have the habit of imitating. They copy. So what he did was, he was having his own hat. So he started doing something like this, showing, and the monkeys also showing like this. He was showing them the teeth, monkeys also showing the teeth. So he understood that now monkeys are already in the flow of copying me, imitating me. So in that heat of that, what he did, he took his cap and he threw like this. So all the monkeys also took the cap and they threw like this. And he collected all the caps and then he went away. So the mode of goodness gives you some clarity, some contemplation to think and act. Right? So the response is also in different modes. We see here. Krishna talks about the charity in different modes. Let us look at that. It's very, very important. Because most of us, those are born in India, I think it's in our blood to do some charity. People have that, in their grain that we should do something. Now, charity can be in different ways. So let us look at this. What are the different charities? So the charities in the mode of goodness, in the mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Let's look at this. So Krishna explains, Datavyam iti yaddanam diyate anupakarine deshe kale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam sudam. So the person who is in mode of goodness, who is very thoughtful, how he will do the charity? It's a charity given out of duty. First of all, you understand this is my duty because I'm taking a lot from the nature, from everyone, right? So I should also be contributing something to the world, to the people, to make this place a better place. So he understands that is his duty. He's not doing any favor by giving charity to someone. People might think sometime, oh, I am giving you charity, so, I'm favoring you. No. The person in goodness will think that this is my duty to give back. I'm taking so much from everyone, from the nature around, should be giving something. So duty. Then when he does the charity, no expectation in return. So they're saying, the old saying, they say, charity should be given in a way, when you give from this hand should not know that you are given the charity. This is how the charity should be. Unfortunately, in the modern age, people, they make a big announcement. I'm a big charitable person. I did this, I did that. I need my nameplate, something like that. We'll see that also. So the person does the charity out of duty, without expectation, at proper time and place. Very, very important. And most important is to the worthy person. You should have the ability to discriminate whom to give the charity. Just giving charity itself is not enough. Right? There's a lot of other complexities also associated with the giving the charity. You give the charity to the wrong person and he uses that money or whatever your charity in a wrong way, you also get implicated into that. Though your intention was good to help the person, but you are unnecessarily, unconsciously, unknowingly, you are getting implicated. So we should be very thoughtful. So give to the right person, the worthy person. So use your intelligence and figure out, okay, what is the right cause, what is the right person. Best charity can be given is for spreading Krishna consciousness. Because there's no second thought needed that what will happen to my money. It will go in the service of the Lord. That is the best charity can be given. So this is in the mode of goodness. Now, mode of passion. Charity performed with expectation of some return. These are passionate people. Most of the people fall in this category. Right? You'll go to India, like in some dharamshala, they'll donate one fan. So on the blade of the fan, you will see in the loving memory of so and so person, that person will be just rotating on the fan. So they want the name fame. They will give you one desk. On the desk also, they will write the name of this person. So there's a lot of expectation that people should recognize my charity. And with a desire for fruitive results or in a grudging mood. Sometimes people give the charity in grudging mood. Grudging mood means you are kind of, obliged. You are in a circle where, you are forced. Oh, you should give something, and now you have to maintain your reputation. You're considered a big man. You don't want to give the money, but some people are just, pumping you up. Oh, you are such a great man. You're a big man. You should help us. And you don't want to give, but still you end up giving. Grudging mood. Right. This kind of charity is in the mode of passion. And the charity in mode of ignorance. An improper place and time and given to unworthy person without respect and with contempt, charity in the mode of ignorance. So one time this one great Sethji, great wealthy person, fully drunk, came out from a bar, holding one bottle, liquor bottle in hand. He's walking completely intoxicated. And outside the bar, this beggar was sitting, and he just poked on his belly and said, Sethji, something, give me something. So he was very charitably disposed person. Says, oh, what you will remember? Okay, take this. What he gave? He's holding the bottle of liquor, and he gave the charity of liquor bottle. So now enjoy. So he did the charity. This kind of charity is charity in the mode of ignorance, tamogun. Right. So we understand that every act of our life, what we are doing, is influenced by the different modes. That is what we are discussing here. Now, coming to another important point, Krishna talks about food in 3 different modes. Now, most of the population, especially in this modern age, they don't understand all these concepts because people don't have the time to read Bhagavad Gita. And when people come to the temple, they listen, and then we say, okay, you should read Bhagavad Gita. Take Bhagavad Gita. We sometimes gift Bhagavad Gita to all the visitors who comes to our temple as a gift. Bhagavad Gita as it is by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. People take this Bhagavad Gita as it is. They take home and keep it as it is. They never open it. They never read it. So point is, you should read Bhagavad Gita as it is, not keep as it is. People think as it is means we should not be touching it, we should not be opening it. Probably at the most, some pious people, they'll do everyday agarbatti, some puja. And they'll ask, Prabhuji, our grandfather got it. And then it passed on to my son, and then passed on to the grandson. That is how it is coming down in Evam Parampara Praptam. But nobody opened and read it. That is not the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. So that is why these fundamentals are being missing in this modern age. The food also in the different modes, and that influences your consciousness, what kind of food you're eating. So let us just look at this. What are the 3 different kind of foods here? So food in the mode of goodness, mode of passion, we'll see the symptoms, and mode of ignorance. So Krishna talks about this. Ayu sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardanaha rashya snigdastira hridaya aha satvika priyaha. So the food in the mode of goodness, what are the symptoms? It increases the duration of life. Right? Purify one's existence and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such nourishing foods are sweet, juicy, fattening, and palatable. So this is the food in the mode of mode of goodness. Fresh food, and Krishna has given in abundance everything. There's varieties of the ingredients are available in this world. People are eating non-veg. The non-veg has become like so common. Every other person is eating non-veg. As if there is a dearth of the varieties of food stuff. There's varieties of, the ingredients and the milk and the sweet, and you can make the combination, and this varieties of food stuff can be made. If you want to experience that, you should go to Hare Krishna temples. Hare Krishna temples are famous for Bhagavad Gita. Yes, but more famous for the good food. Also, okay, if you want to taste good food, go to Hare Krishna temple. And there's many great personalities that have recognized this fact. Even the famous, what is that person name? Apple? right? Steve Jobs. He says that he used to walk few miles to get one good meal in Hare Krishna temple. Right? So, of course, the food which is being served in the Hare Krishna temple is not in mode of goodness. It's something else. We'll come to that point also. Something beyond that. But these are the symptoms. When you eat the fresh food, freshly cooked food, juicy and fattening and nourishing food, that is mode of goodness. Now, sometimes it is very surprising to see the modern lifestyle. When we talk to the people, both husband and wife, they're working in corporate, big job, big salary, big money, husband and wife, every day morning they go to the work, come in the evening, no time to cook food. So I was surprised when I came initially, like few years back. I was talking to someone that how you manage food, and I was shocked by this very fact, and which is very common nowadays. They said that on Saturdays, Sundays, when we get the time, both husband and wife, they cook the food for the week, and they will store in the refrigerator. And one day they'll take out one packet and eat it and eat it and then go. And that has become very common. It is like a kind of commonly accepted fact, which was very shocking for me because I was very new to this kind of a culture. But that is not the food that we should be consuming. It should be freshly cooked food, fresh fruits, juices, milk preparation. Even whatever we eat, like rice, dal, chapati, or something, should be freshly cooked, hot served food. And that is healthy food. So this is the food in the Satogun. And then what are the food in the Rajogun? Mode of passion. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, pungent, dry, and hot are liked by people in the mode of passion. Such foods cause pain, distress, and disease. So generally when you go to some restaurants and all that, they'll give you all spices. And so people, you go to some chat center, they'll just keep eating the chats, and then they'll be keep doing all this, and they're sweating and all that. But they think, oh, there's a lot of enjoyment in eating this. There's a burning sensation in the stomach. They're perspiring, they're sweating, and still they're eating. So that is passion. That is passion, right? So while eating itself, there is a lot of trouble, there is a lot of pain. And not only eating, even digestion is also, there's a lot of problem. And then people face problem in the morning also. So there is a problem. So that is what the pain, distress, and disease, that is what it will give you. And then Krishna talks about the food in the mode of ignorance. Katu amla lavanati ushna tiksha ruksha vidadina ahara rajasasheda dukha sakshanda pradaha. So it says food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten. So this is the standard. Food which is cooked 3 hours before. People are cooking 3 months before. If you go to the stores, you don't know when it was cooked, and they're nicely packed with some preservatives, nicely refrigerated, and nice packing, very fascinating, colorful packing. Inside what you're eating is poison. You don't know. This is the reality of these modern stores. So the food cooked more than 3 hours before being eaten, which is tasteless, stale, putrid, decomposed, and unclean, is food liked by people in the mode of ignorance. Unfortunately, the reality is major population in this modern age is consuming this food, which is food in the mode of ignorance. So there is a saying in Hindi, they say, Jaisa ann, vaisa man. Whatever you eat, that is how your consciousness will be. Your consciousness is directly influenced by what you eat. So the person is consuming day in, day out all this food in mode of ignorance. How is supposed to act in mode of goodness? And how is expected to think something which is beyond mode of goodness, which is transcendental. Yeah, we'll come to that point. That is what is our today's topic. So some people are new here. So we have been discussing this series called ABCD of a spiritual life. So we already discussed the 3 sessions. Today is the 4th session, D session. So A stands for association, power of association, satsang. B stands for book reading, when we understood the importance of a bona fide guru and reading the literature given by that bona fide, and then sees that Guru guides you and helps you to connect to the Supreme Lord through the process of yoga, and that yoga, recommended yoga for this modern age, is chanting the holy name. That is C. And D is diet. So we are coming diet, what you eat, or it is also, we can call it devotional service. So we are coming to that. Okay, so Prabhupada, I have taken some excerpts from Prabhupada's writing. I'll just read it out. The Vedic literature says, Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. One living being serves as food for another. To eat, we all must kill. We kill. So we're getting entangled, we don't know. Because animals are less intelligent, the laws of nature do not hold them responsible for the killing they naturally perform. So just by eating simple food, you are getting involved in killing. Now, this is the nature, the law of nature. Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. One jeev becomes the ahar for another jiva. You cannot survive otherwise. So what is the way out? If you're killing someone just to feed yourself or nourish yourself, you're becoming sinful person. And you have to eat also. Without killing, you cannot eat. What to do? Very complex situation. Krishna has resolved the problem in Bhagavad Gita. Let us look at this. It's 3.13. However, when a human being kills, he becomes involved in a complex network of actions and reactions. For the suffering he inflicts, he himself will have to suffer at some time in the future. But by preparing food for God and offering it to him before eating it, one becomes exempt from the reactions imposed by material nature. So Krishna has already resolved. What you should do is, you'll get implicated. You can't escape. The way to escape is cook food, not for yourself. Cook food for Krishna. So that is what, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, the devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense gratification, sense enjoyment, verily eat only sin. So Krishna says, this verse is, anybody remember the verse, famous verse? 3.13. So if you don't remember this verse, thank you, Prabhuji. So this is the verse 3.13. So those who don't know, please take out some time. Once you go back, open the verse from the Bhagavad Gita and read this verse. Very important verse. Yagna zista sinajanto muchante sarukil vishay bhunjate te agham papam. What you are eating? Agham papam. The mountain, the heap of papa, sin. Ye pachanti atma karanat. If you are eating the food for your own sense enjoyment, you're eating sin. So how to get rid from this? Yagna zista shina santo. Krishna says, Santa means the devotees. What they eat? They eat yagna sista. Sista, apsista means remnants. So the food which is sacrificed, which is offered to the Lord, that becomes yagna sista. So the devotees, they eat yagna sista sinajanto, and by eating that food, what happens? Muchante sarukil vashai. They are free from all the reactions. That is the way out. So Krishna has given this. So it's very, very important that we read, we understand, and we practice all this. Otherwise, unknowingly, unconsciously, we are getting implicated in the network of action and reaction. Okay. Also, there is another very important verse that Krishna talks in this 9.26. That also you take a note and read this. Krishna explained this. Now question comes, oh, we have to offer the food to the Krishna. Oh, Krishna is God. God means very big man. I'm a poor guy. So probably I don't have the ability or capability to offer something great to the Lord. So how would I offer? Whether he'll accept or not. Krishna clarifies this question here. He answers here. Says, Patram pushpam valam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti upahartam ashnami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion, what? What you can offer to Krishna? Chappan bhog. Varieties of food. Krishna is saying, Patram. Simple leaf. Maybe just take one tulsi leaf. offer to the Lord. Pushpam, flower. You don't have to spend money. It might be there somewhere in the garden. When you walk on the road, just pluck one flower and offer it to Krishna. Patram, pushpam, phalam, one small fruit. And toyam. Toyam is water. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. These are the details what you can offer. And of course, if you have the ability, you have capability, then of course you should offer big chapan bhog also. Don't be miser in offering to Krishna that I'll just offer some little water and fruit and I'll go and eat some nice plate in the restaurant. Not like that. Krishna's point is, Yomi bhaktya prayachati. This is important point. So idea of offering is, it's a expression of your gratitude to the Lord. It's an expression of your devotion to the Lord. Yome bhaktya prayachati. Krishna says, if somebody offers whatever little patram pushpam phalam toyam with love and devotion, then I accept it. So we should offer. So Krishna is not interested in your content. Krishna is interested in your intent. What you offer, it doesn't make any difference to Krishna. Or you offer big Rajbhog, or you offer some simple food, maybe dry chapati, you can offer. But most importantly, what catches Krishna's attention is bhaktya prayachati, with love and devotion. And we have many, many examples like that in the scriptures. We'll talk about those examples. But look here, Srila Prabhupada says, the devotees of the Lord who are in Krishna consciousness, they offer food to Krishna and then eat. A process that nourishes the body spiritually. This is by eating the food. Not only just you are materially nourished, but spiritually also you are getting nourished. And by eating that food, it vanquishes the past sinful reactions and becomes immunized to all contamination. This is the power of eating food offered to Krishna, what we call as prasad. So when you eat prasad, it's not only just nourishing you physically, it is nourishing you spiritually, and not only just nourishing you spiritually, but it helps you to vanquish all your past sinful reaction. You become free from your papa, your sins, just by eating prasadam. Right? Spiritualized food increases one's duration of life, purifies one's existence, gives strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. It nourishes one's transcendental realization. This is by eating prasadam. You can become a realized soul. And it's not our exaggeration. There are examples. When Prabhupada came to this country, when he started sharing this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, so when you come in a country where people are alien to all this knowledge, all this philosophy of Gita, we will teach them Bhagavad Gita, Krishna and all that. Hippies. Prabhupada started giving them nice prasadam every day. Just by eating prasadam, their heart transformed. They became first-class devotees. They dedicated their life. For the last 30, 40, 50 years, there are many, many devotees around the world. They're living the life of a devotee. So just by eating prasadam, that much of transformation can happen. Right? So this is what it is. So this is the connection and relationship between the Lord and the devotee. Generally, there is a conception of God is, God, please give us our daily bread. People go with a long list and ask, give me this, give me that. But a devotee, he don't say that, God, please give me something. But he says, I want to give you something. He's not asking, give me food. The devotee says, I'll give you food. Please eat food. Yashodamai, the devotee of the Lord. She is always anxious, oh, I have to feed Krishna. Now, Krishna is Supreme Lord. The Yashodamai's bhav is, mood is, oh, if I don't feed my baby Krishna, then he'll fall sick. How he'll get strength? So the devotee's mood is this. He don't want to ask, he want to give. Who can give something to the Lord? Devotee can give. And Lord accepts also. But yome bhaktya prayachati. Give with love and devotion. Krishna will take. We have the example of, we earlier discussed, the example of Vidurji. Now when Krishna came, and then, hastily they didn't realize, they did not anticipate that Krishna will just walk in their house and they just give him the place to sit, and then they wanted to offer something. So Vidurani, she goes and gets some bunch of bananas, and they are so fascinated by Krishna's beauty And they are amazed by Krishna's presence, and they started to offer the bananas. But she was so lost, so absorbed in looking at Krishna's beauty, she was giving her the peel of the banana and throwing the banana. And Krishna is happily eating that. That is the relationship between a devotee and the Lord. So this offering the food is the expression of your devotion, expression of your bhakti, expression of your love to the Lord. And in that love, Lord can accept whatever you want to offer. All right. So in the love only you eat. Sometimes you are, very closely associated with someone, your friend or your relative. Go to their house, they offer you something. Sometimes it might happen that maybe food is not the tasty or salt is less or something went wrong with the preparation. But they're pushing and you're eating. You eat because you have like close connection and you eat that. Or sometimes maybe when you go to the friend's house, you already ate your dinner or something and they push you. Hey, please have something. You still eat. Why you eat? Because there is love. So you are already eaten, but you will do overeating in the love. So love is like that. So Krishna ate the banana peel. We have another example of Sudama. Sudama, he was a poor Brahmana, he doesn't have anything to offer to Krishna. So somehow the wife managed to, take some dry chipped rice, suka poha. That is how they can manage. That too also she begged from the neighbors. And then he was feeling so embarrassed. Hey, Krishna is the king of Dwarka, 16,108 palaces. And I'm just carrying what gift? What is carrying is dry chipped rice. He was hesitant to even offer that to Krishna. And he was hiding behind. And Krishna looked at him. He said, what you are hiding? Something you brought, why you are not giving me? He said, no, my dear Lord, it is not suitable to give it to you. And he said, no, I want, give me this. And then Krishna kind of snatched from his hand. And then he started to eat and relish and enjoy that dry chipped rice. So that is what is Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. With love and devotion you offer, Krishna can eat your dry chapati. He can eat the dry chipped rice. Like that. And then Krishna ate one morsel and he says, okay, one planet is yours. Like one planetary system. In his mind he offered. Says, Sudama, one planet is yours. Second, he ate second planet. So we see that, three planetary system. Bhulok and Bhuvalok and then down also. So there's one planet in one morsel for Sudama. Second also he ate, second is also yours. And he was about to eat the third morsel. And then Rukmaniji hold the hand of Krishna. He says, if you eat the third also, you'll give the third planet also. Like, तीनों लोकों का स्वामी बन जाएंगे वो. Sudama will become the master of all the three lokas. Where we go, she will feeling a little insecure. Rukmani. So they hold. So this is the loving reciprocation of devotee and the Lord. Right? So that is what Krishna is saying here, 9.26. Yome bhaktya prayachati. Somebody offers with love and devotion, he can take. We have another example from the Ramayana. This example of Shabri offered some eaten berries. We know that how the Sabri's story will not get in the story in detail, but she has been waiting for throughout her life because her guru told that one day the Lord will come. When she was younger, she became old lady, waiting, and very diligently every day she'll go in the morning. That was her routine. She'll go pluck some berries, keep them, wash them, and wait for the Lord. And the Lord will come today, and okay, one day gone, second day gone, 1 year gone, almost life is gone. And finally, one day Lord came. And what she used to do, she wanted to offer the best to the Lord. So she'll just make sure that they're not too sour or too dry. It should be sweet berries. So she will taste and then keep what are the sweet. And the Lord comes, and the Lord accepted jhuta bear. Right? So Lord can eat Shabri ka jhuta bear. Eaten Judah. On the other hand, Krishna rejected the very opulent offerings from Duryodhana when he went to the Duryodhana's place. Because he was a very arrogant person, no devotion, no bhakti. So that is what Krishna is saying. Yome bhaktiya prachati. Krishna accepts the offering of love and devotion. So it's not about the content that what you offer to the Lord, but it is with what intention you offer to the Lord. So with bhakti you offer, Lord will accept. So that is what it is. offer with love and devotion. So there is a beautiful story that Prabhupada narrates. This Brahmana boy offers food to the Lord. So this Brahman, who was a priest in a temple, and his daily routine was he would worship and he will offer the bhoga. And one time this Brahman has to go out of the city. So he thought, in my absence, who will take care of the daily worship to the Lord and puja and offering? So he trained his young son, who was still a very young boy, not much, grown up boy. So he just taught him. So this is how you should do. Every day you come here, do this arti, and then your mother will cook the bhoga, and then take the plate and offer to the Lord. And so how to offer? Take the plate, keep in front of the Lord, ring the bell, chant the mantras, and then close the curtain and wait outside 10 minutes. Lord will eat. After Lord is eaten, take the plate, and that is prasadam. So innocent boy, he understood as it is in toto. And when the Brahmana was out, next day the mother cooked, took the plate, he kept the plate, he rang the bell, chanted the mantras, closed the curtain, waiting outside 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, he just clapped and opened the curtain. And to his surprise, what he found? Food was as it is. So he thought maybe something went wrong in the process. I'm still new, elbowed, right? So maybe I couldn't chant the mantra properly. Something went wrong, probably. Let me try one more time. Again, he very cautiously he followed the same process. All right, ring the bell, chant the mantra, close the curtain, wait outside. Again he comes, and again the same thing. Plate is as it is. Nothing went from the plate. He was scratching his head. Looks like I remember everything. And I did right also. Let me maybe last time try this. Third time he did the same thing. He opened the curtain and then food was as it is. Now that was the end of his patience. He says, Lord should also understand I'm a small boy. I'm trying my best. He should also manage. No, so he says, Lord, by the time my father comes and all that, please manage with my puta process. Please eat. And then he tried again. Multiple times he tried, and he was frustrated. It is not going to work. I'm requesting to the Lord, eat. I did everything. He's not listening. He's not eating only. So then he was angry on the Lord, and then he take one stick in his hand, and he comes charging on the Lord, saying, eating or not? And the Lord's literally from the deity form, the Vigraha. He comes out, he jumps out, he says, wait, don't hit me, I'll eat. And he says, yeah, I was teaching you nicely, but you don't learn that, now eat. And Lord practically ate the whole plate there. And then he takes the empty plate to the mother. Now mother was shocked. Where is the food? Right? She was asking what happened to the food. He narrated the whole story. He says, it took a little time, but I managed to do that. Lord ate the full plate. His mother was thinking this boy is becoming too chalu. He ate the food and he's telling lie also. Let his father come and then I'll complain to the father. And then it went on for a few days. Every day, Lord was eating nicely. He was bringing the empty plate. And then finally one day, father came and the mother told that this is what happened. So the father was also, he couldn't believe that. Then he called the boy and he asked, and he told the same story. So then the father thought, okay, let me see what he says is true or not. So he goes and he hides in the altar. And then the boy, as usually comes, he says, Lord, please come and eat. And Lord came to eat. And as soon as the Lord comes, he holds the hand of the Lord, this Brahmana. He says, hey, who are you? He thought it may be some cheater. Somebody is hiding there and somebody is coming and eating the food. Innocent boy, they're making fool of him. Right? And then he realized he is the Lord himself. And then he came to his senses that I'm being so foolish. Throughout my life, I've been serving the Lord. Not even one day I could feed the Lord. Look at this, my child. The day one only he fed the Lord. So it's about devotion. So sometimes we do the things very ritualistically. Without that faith, without that devotion, we think, oh, Lord doesn't eat. How this Murti will eat? It's just a ritual to keep there. Something maybe just imagine in your mind that Lord has eaten. No, it's not imagination. From the Shastra, we understand Krishna is saying, Yo me bhaktya prayachati, I'll accept. So with love and devotion, you offer, Lord will accept. We'll talk about now some question may be raised here. Lord eats, then plate should be empty. plate becomes empty, then we also have that faith and belief that Lord has eaten that. That is not happening, so it creates some doubt in us. We'll talk about that also. Okay, so this is said. We'll just quickly summarize here. Ahar shuddhau sattva suddhi, sattva shuddhau dhruva smritihi, smriti lambe sarvagrantinam vipramokshaha. So it says, when you eat the shuddha ahar, when your ahar is sanctified, then your existence becomes sanctified. And when your existence is sanctified, then finer tissues in the memory become sanctified. And when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation. And all this combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present day society. So this eating the sanctified food, very, very important. It's a pathway to liberation. Okay. So we'll just look at some few benefits. One becomes free from bondage. There is this story of Shivananda Sen in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one of the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he used to conduct this yatras. He take all the devotees from Bengal to Puri. He will arrange everything. So one time while they are on their pilgrimage, they found one dog on the way. So he took compassion. He says, okay, this dog also should come along with us. So when they are crossing the boat in the river, through the boat, so this boatman did not allow the dog. So I won't allow the dogs in my boat. He paid a little extra money and then he allowed. We're taking care. So one evening, the Shivaram Sen was busy. And then by the time he came back, the dog was missing. So he was really disturbed. Says, oh, just one evening, I went some little here and there, and these people couldn't even take care of this dog. And they tried to search all around, but they didn't find. And finally, they reached to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And to their surprise, and they went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting. This dog was sitting on the floor. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was feeding him this coconut pulp, prasadam. And by eating that, the dog got liberated. He went back just by eating prasadam. Just by eating prasadam, one can get liberation. Right? So this is one. And then as we are discussing about transformation that prasadam brings, and the greatest, the exponent of prasadam distribution is Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada made the entire world transformed just by giving prasadam distribution. So that is the power of prasadam. Okay, now we'll just quickly take few questions. And so I have some questions here. And after that, I'll open for more questions. If audience have any questions, those who are joining online, you can ask your question. You can put your questions in the chat if you have any more questions. Okay, let us just, hopefully all your questions will be answered, but still if you have more. Okay, does the deity eat the food offered? Does the Lord eat the food offered? Or maybe it is our imagination, or it is our belief system. How do we understand this? If Lord is eating the plate, then it should be empty, but it is not getting emptied. So how do we understand it? We understand these things from the scriptures. So scriptures explains, in the Brahma Samhita that is explained as Angani yasya sakalendra vrittimanti pashyanti panti kalyanti chiram jaganti. So this is the description about the Supreme Lord Krishna. All his bodily limbs, they can act as the different limbs of his body. So like for all of us, we can see with our eyes, we can eat with our mouth, we can hear with our ears. But in the case of the Lord can act, perform the action of any limb from any other limb. It means Lord can eat with the eyes also. So how does Lord eat the food which is offered? Not like us. He eats by glancing on the food and it is eaten. Now there is a spiritual math that we should get trained in another math. Some of you might be a mathematics students, good students, but there is another math also. So this math has been explained in the Ishopanishad. Om Purnam Ada Purnam Purnat Purnam Udachate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. What is this math? In this metal world, 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. And what is spiritual math? 1 minus 1 is equals to 1. 1 plus 1 is equals to 1. Om Purnam Ada Purnam Purnat Purnamudachyate. So the nature of the Purn, the nature of the absolute truth is to take out the complete whole from the complete whole, still the complete whole remains the complete whole. Now this is a different math. We had to learn this from the scriptures. Right? If I have 100 rupees, if I give you 50, I have only 50. But spiritual math is, if I have 100 rupees, I'll give you 100, I have 100. So Lord eats like this. Plate is there, Lord ate the plate, and still the whole plate is there. Right? There's a nice story which depicts this very fact, that this teacher, so one disciple was asking his guru the same question. I doubt whether Lord eats or not. So he teaches him a lesson. He says, okay, these are few verses. I'm giving you a book. Some verses are there. You go and memorize them tomorrow. So this boy goes back and he memorized nicely, learned all the verses. Next day comes, says, I learned all these verses. He says, okay, tell me, what are those verses? So he recited, he chanted those verses. He says, so all these verses are in your mind, right? He says, yes, it is all in my mind, in my memory. He says, are they in the book also? So yeah, they are on the book also. Say, but you already took from the book in your mind. How it is in the book? So this is the math. It is there in the book also. You are taken from the book into your mind, still it is in the book. So Lord, the plate is given to the Lord. Lord has taken it and still it is there in the plate. So this is the science. This is the math. So this science we need to understand from the scriptures. So yes, Lord eats. It not somebody's imagination. It's not a belief system. This is the fact. Can we offer everything to the Lord? Okay, Prabhuji, very nice lecture. Thank you. So tomorrow on we'll offer. And whatever, so you are saying we should, whatever we eat, we should offer to the Lord. So yeah, we make nice onion, garlic, some chicken, mutton, some egg curry, something. So we'll offer to Krishna and we'll eat, enjoy. Krishna will also enjoy. No, we cannot offer each and everything. So as we already discussed, there is a category called amedhyas. Amedhya, which we saw in the mode of ignorance, food in the mode of ignorance. Amedhya means untouchables. So there are certain things which are considered in the scriptures as untouchables, should not be offered to the Lord. Lord is supremely pure person. He should be offered the pure food with a pure consciousness, love and devotion. So what are the amedhyas? If you find the details, find all this onion, garlic. These are all tamasic food. Now this is a long story. We'll not get into all that. And then non-veg and eggs and all these fishes and all kind of. We saw that even the food which is cooked 3 hours before also falls in the category of tamogun. So the food which is in tamogun should not be offered to the Lord. So it should be freshly cooked and sattvic food should be offered to the Lord. So not everything. So we say we should eat sanctified food. Not only sanctified, you should add one more point to this. We should eat sanctified and sanctioned food. So when we offer the food to the Lord, it becomes sanctified. But what you offer to the Lord should be sanctioned food. What is the sanctioned food? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. So basically Krishna is referring to all the food in Sadhu. So you offer that, nicely make the preparation, varieties, and offer to the Lord and enjoy that. Right? So we cannot offer each and everything. So Prabhuji, this might be very complex. Everyday offering, and it will be another addition, might be a burden to all of us. How will maintain this? We don't want to commit. We don't want to take one more addition in our life. Is it complex? It's not complex. It is very, very simple. Simple. Whatever you cook in your food, in your home, of course, it should be sattvic food. No onion, garlic, no non-veg, no egg, no fishes. Any varieties you can. If you're South Indian, you're North Indian, you're American, you're Chinese, or whatever you want to offer, Krishna can eat everything. Krishna can eat forest fire also. So Krishna's capacities are unlimited. But it should be pure. Fire is pure, by the way. Okay. So it's not very complex. Whatever you cook, make a plate, put in front of the Lord. And, if you have tulsi leaves, that is great. If you don't have, you might find it difficult. Sometimes you can have some dry tulsi leaves also, if you don't have the fresh. So take just one pinch of tulsi leaves and add, and then chant some mantra. If you don't know mantras, so no, Prabhuji, this mantra also another complex thing. No problem. Krishna is very kind. You just chant Hare Krishna mantra 3 times, which even your child can also chant and offer, but with love and devotion. So Lord, we cooked for you. Please accept our humble offering. It's as simple as that. So it's not a complex process. And it's not some additional thing also. Same thing with different consciousness, and maybe just add little 5 more minutes in your life. Put before you taste, before you make it juta, keep in front of the Lord, chant the prayers, pray to the Lord that Lord, please accept our humble offering. You are the one who has given us all of this. So this is our humble offering. What we can give you, but we are trying to offer our devotion to you. So please accept it. Lord will accept. It is as simple as that. All right. And then how to offer the food, as I already explained. If you want to know more details that how to offer the food, you can catch one of the devotee here, and they can give you exact mantras, which are also very, very simple. Many of you already, those who have been attending these sessions continuously, you already know those mantras actually. So chant those mantras, and whatever you cook, sattvic food with tulsi preferably, and chant the prayers, and Lord will accept the food. Okay, so let me pause here and see if anybody has any quick question or any other. I might have missed something, or I might have not covered, or something is coming in your mind related to. So this is what is the spiritual diet. This is the food for the soul that will issue spiritual. Okay. Any questions? Those who are joining online. Okay. So the takeaway point from today's discussion is just add little 5 minutes, cook nicely, fresh food every day. It can be, if you think, oh, we don't cook only every day. Life is very complex here in this country. People cook once in a week only, and they keep in the refrigerator. Whenever you cook, that time just make the point, fresh food, freshly cooked food without onion, garlic, keep in front of the Lord. Now you say we don't have any deity in the house. Keep one simple picture, Krishna. A very small picture is also okay. Preferably, we can keep the picture of Guru and Krishna, because the idea is we offer to the Lord through the spiritual master. Right? And then chant simple 3 times Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with the folded hands, with a prayerful mood, and Lord will accept that. So please do that and just take this prasadam, and you will see that how your consciousness is getting transformed slowly. It's very powerful tool. Okay. Any other question? So let's start with this. Let us just quickly, yes.
As for the scriptures, only humans can get liberation. But that's about
Dog story. Yes, the question is only humans can get liberation. How the dog got liberation? Yes, in general, dog or any other species cannot. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not ordinary person, he is Krishna himself. So the lawmaker is always beyond the law. So they can liberate anyone, dog or elephant or pig or hog. If Lord wish, he can do whatever he wants. He is Swarat. He doesn't fall under the laws of nature. He is beyond the laws. Okay. Okay, so I think we should chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra, and we'll see if time permits, then we'll do, otherwise we can do next time. Okay, distribute the beats. So we request everyone, so today we are completing all this ABCD. So be in the association of devotees, figure out your own ways, take the association, either in person coming to the temple, not possible, join us online every evening 8:30 to 8:45. 15 minutes we are spending together, associating, and there we be book reading, we do the book reading, and see, we chant one round of Hare Krishna mantra. So some of you have not been joining, please take the advantage of this facility. Join us every evening 8:30 to 8:45. Take the advantage of A, B, C, and D also, which is the food for the soul. And start practicing offering the food, chanting every day, reading the book.